Right, so PK, goes without saying, fantastic performance from the team today. What were your initial thoughts after the game?
I was just pretty pleased with the way they went about it. Sometimes as a coach you get the opportunity to enjoy how well your team plays, and they did today. Against decent opposition, like I've sort of admired the way the Tigers have gone about it this year. They in the middle of the year they had 3 bad losses, or sort of earlier in the year, and you sort of wondered if they would fall away. But they didn't. They came back and really tested teams, and then they sort of got to the point where they couldn't make finals anymore, and you wonder if they're going to drop away, but they haven't. They beat Lonnie, ran Lauderdale right to the post last week. So that was good, because I could keep saying to the guys at every break, like, you've got to respect these guys. They'll keep coming at you. So I was really pleased that we never gave them an opportunity to give us trouble, because they've done that to every team in the comp at some point. Whereas today we really controlled the game pretty much the whole day.
This has been probably the theme for most of the season. Another really even team performance from across the board. Reece Mott in particular was a real standout. How did you see, I guess, his role and also just the evenness of the team at the moment?
His role today was to get the Sherrin, pretty much. I mean, he did it well, and his ball use was very good. But I think he was sort of part of an overall midfield unit which functioned well. We had a few breakdowns just in terms of giving them what they wanted a few times, but apart from that, we were pretty pleased. James Webb, I don't know, he works incredibly hard. He sort of pops up at contests, and then he's at a contest at the other end of the ground. It's like he's got a TARDIS or something. Ben Camrick worked his tail off, and John Geard was good as well. And then, Banks Smith out on the wing. So we were pleased with that. Cal Daly up forward was, really got back to his best. Probably the first half of the season, I thought he was the best small forward in the comp, because he gives you so many different things. We've had to manage his body a little bit, but he's now back into full training, and you saw the result today. He was fantastic too. There's a lot to like. I think Josh Arnold was best on ground. The times that our mids and forwards did let them slip and get out in some fast ball movement, it seemed like Josh was there to shut it down, and so really pleased with it. I mean, he plays great every week, but today was exceptional from him.
You mentioned a couple of the guys who hit the scoreboard just before, Jay, Cal Daly, James Webb. Are you really happy with the way you've got so many different guys that can hit the scoreboard? If they don't kick a bag one week, they might kick a couple the next week. It just seems to be a pretty unpredictable mix at the moment.
Yeah, and we want it to be that way. Like, it makes it harder to defend. And against the good teams in this comp, like our last 2 games are Clarence and Launceston, and then we've got finals, so we're only playing against really tough teams from here on in. And they're smart, they're well coached, they're set up well. If you're not good in your ball movement and you don't utilise different options, they're going to not only cut it off but rebound well and hurt you going the other way. So we've got to have lots of people contributing, and we've got to move the ball in a way that allows lots of people to contribute.
Matty Joseph, 100th game for the club today. I know he's a really popular member of the team. Can you just kind of touch on his, role within the group? No, I have heard that from people.
Yeah, I think Matty, he's been a little bit in and out of the team this year, and there's just some things we've wanted him to work on. But when he's in the team, the leadership he gives up forward is fantastic. He understands what we want him to do and what we want the forward line to do incredibly well. So he's sort of the leader there. And he's just a smart football player, knows how to, float in and out. And so he's good. He's going to be important for us. We need him to keep on the things that we need him to improve, so he can be a part of this team, because when he's in and playing well, he gives us a really good other dimension, alongside Cal Daly, Jay Bowden, Mitch Walker, Harry Parker, Adam Roberts, and these guys. We need that other dimension.
Another game back for Braden Webb now. Is he going well back into the full swing of things at TSL level?
Yeah, I think so, and he'll get better. I mean, he was sort of laughing after the game, because there is still a little bit of rust there, and after missing 9 weeks of footy. But I thought today he was good again, showed some really good composure, and it's just good, I think, when we sit down and discuss the team, it's good to know that a player of his ilk still has a lot of improvement left in him. So, it's good to have him back, and he'll only get better from here.
You mentioned just before, really tough run leading into the finals. Got some good form at the moment. The boys confident heading into the last couple of weeks ahead of a finals tour?
Yeah, we've got a confident group. And it's the games where we don't win, they know why. They know that we drop away and, in certain areas, and, they're mad keen to address it and fix it. And So it's a tough run, but it's a good run. I think it's been great going North Hobart, Tigers, and now into Clarence and Launceston. So I have to thank Benny Ling for the draw. I think it's a good preparation for finals, and we put ourselves in a position now where we can get a double chance if we're good enough. It's in our hands, so that's good. But just looking forward to if we can roll out a similar level of discipline and execution and hardness. It's a nice combination we had today. If we can roll that out again, we'll give ourselves a chance. But we also know the other 4 teams in the finals are good, and there's not a lot of room for error.
Just finish up. I know Zach Webster didn't play today. Apart from Zach, was it a clean bill of health from the game itself today?
Yeah, I think so. I didn't notice any injuries during the day. We there was a couple of knocks and that sort of stuff, which you always have. But we'll find out more tomorrow and on Tuesday. The list is starting to come together nicely going into the final. So touch wood, that continues.
Trent, tough day at the office for the boys today. What was your initial thoughts after the game today?
I think pretty much our start crucified us. I think we were 6 goals to none down in the first quarter. And I think we just got taught a lesson in work rate away from stoppage. They set up really well behind the footy with not so much an outnumber, but they were real smart of when to get off our forwards and be able to provide some defensive coverage. And I'd hate to think how many intercept marks they had in the first half. And we probably didn't do ourselves any favours with our ball use coming in. So some good lessons learned, more so about work rate and attention to detail and doing little things well for a full game.
Is there any chance something they start like that? Off the back of such a big finish last week and obviously falling just short. Is there almost a bit of a hangover effect going into the following week, do you think?
Yeah, there could be. I suppose then you could look at the other way and think maybe, you take that momentum from the week before into your start. So, I don't have an answer because, I think our first quarters, we've played some pretty ordinary ones over the course of the year. So, we've got ourselves behind the 8 ball on more than one occasion. So, I sort of don't have an answer. We've done bits and pieces. We've changed bits of our warm-up. We've changed our timeline trying to find something. But some weeks, it takes us a little while to get going. So, we're still searching for that one.
Well, the game's probably well and truly beyond doubt by then, but you suppose the way the boys fought hard in that final term, it looked like well and truly matched it, if not better. Could not give them much of the final point. Yeah,
I think someone said we won it on the scoreboard. We probably did that against North Lonnie the other week, but both games around a 70-point loss, so it shouldn't take 90 minutes in to get going. But the pleasing thing was we did say we wanted to play the game out, and some of our ball movement was pretty good in the last quarter, and probably the second half when we did play a bit faster. I thought we transitioned the ball quite well, and but we only did it in 5-minute patches here and there. So yeah.
Lachie Clifford, that third quarter to stretch it off the field. Can you give us an update on Lachie after that?
First reports, it sounds like a broken ankle or lower leg. I know as brutal as it sounds, it's probably best case scenario. So you do know it's something serious with Cliff when, he's a pretty tough Signet lad. So when Cliff goes down and doesn't get up, and, we could hear him from the coach's box in a fair bit of pain. So unfortunately, so it looks like a broken ankle, which, as morbid as it sounds, is best case scenario. So obviously, he'll be done for the year, and that's a really tough one for our group. Lachie's he's one of our better players, but one of our emerging leaders, and he's one of those sort of heart and soul guys of the club. So we'll rally around him and make sure he attacks his rehab, and probably you'd be looking at a 12-week sort of scenario. So hopefully he can get a little bit of work in pre-Christmas when we come back to pre-season. So we'll wrap our arms around him and help him as well as we can.
Some pretty even competitions, a lot of good teams in it. Lauderdale last week, Lachie this week, finishing off with Lonnie and Clarence. It's a pretty tough run home. What are the key things you'll be looking to get out of the next couple of weeks before the end of the season? Yeah,
I don't mind it, having that sort of run home. So, we can finish off. It gives us incentive to not drop away and finish off the year because, and really prepare well, because we know we've got, and they're going to be preparing well too, because, that they want to have some momentum coming into finals, those two teams. So, and I think, with the nature of the closeness of the top 5. You know, a win here, a loss there, you know, that could affect your double chance sort of scenario as well. So, you know, we've just got to embrace the challenge and, you know, come into work with a smile on our face and see if we can cause an upset before the end of the year and get ourselves another win.
Include Bill Health apart from Lockie's injury today?
Yeah, just bumps and bruises. Huey Johnson's pretty sore in the ruck, and I think Nick Hutchinson's a little bit sore as well. But yeah, nothing too major. Lockie Godomski rolled his ankle, but he's all good. So yeah, just the usual bumps and bruises coming towards the back end of the year.